Beginning to look a lot like Christmas everywhere you go. Take a look in the 5 and 10, listening once again, with candy canes and silver lanes aglow.
There aren't many of us that make candy canes anymore, and if you go to the grocery store and you flip a candy cane over, you'll find it's either made in China or Mexico. My dad was raised by a Greek candy maker that taught him how to make candy. And he taught my brother and I how to make candy, and he said, you don't have to do it, all right? But just know how to do it. We're just a family organization selling what we were raised on.
This is who we are. This is our tradition. I come in to work every day and I think about my grandparents. And I think my grandmother lived to see us start this business and would call and in the mornings and we would chat about what was going on. So she saw this happen. My grandfather did not. And I think about Grandpap and I think, what would he say? You know, especially at the chaos that goes on around here.
What we have in here is we have corn syrup and sugar, all right, and water. We cook that to a temperature of 296 or 300. When it comes to candy canes, I mean, that's it. It comes out of there. And this basically will become the stripe. It's a red, Christmas red food coloring. JH, close the door. You don't want to get this on you. This will take off the first 3 layers of skin. We don't sell enough, nor do we want to sell more to automate it. We could basically get a machine that would roll it and all that, but it wouldn't be the same. And then it would look like everybody else's. And you've seen ours, all right? There's probably not 2 in that pile that look are the same size, the same width, and all that. It's just what we do and how we want to do it.
And by the end of the season, we'll make, you know, Dad would say 2,200. We'll tuck them into a couple more batches, so it'll be closer to 25, you know, 26 by the end.
A little bit more, okay. You good up that end? I don't want to get,
No, it's too hot still.
What we're doing is we're rolling the oil of peppermint in, and then Mike will take it down and he'll work it until it gets cool enough for him to physically work it on the hook. Right now it's entirely too hot. You know?
I think the hardest part of the process is the pulling on the hook, and that I've certainly watched Mike perfect over the years.
This is basically a pretty unique art pulling because most people just pull it, but you'll see he's working a figure 8, and it enables him to get it out further, you know, away to get more air into it.
The one thing you really need when you make candy canes is patience, and you just have to have a sense of when the candy's ready. And these things are all you learn over time. It's touch, it's smell, it's just the way the candy cane looks as you're pulling it.
You want to get it as white as you can.
For him, it's by sight. For me, it's by sight and feel. I can tell when you start pulling on it, you can feel
get some resistance.
Yeah.
You good?
Yeah.
This is the most important part of the whole process. Without that, it doesn't come off the hook. What he's doing now is that Paul's blocking it, and to that, you'll see on the side there's the strips. Now, what we're working with here is he's putting the actual stripes on. They'll come out on the cane.
My favorite is the chocolate peppermint because I love chocolate. And the chocolate with the combination of that cool peppermint is just, to me, that's the best, the absolute best candy cane.
You guys get over there. We're going to get ready now to, you know, physically make the canes. We've got a lot of stripes, so you'll see a lot of red vis-a-vis the white. And as we go down the batch here, the white will become more predominant. And you just twist it, and And what they'll do is they'll roll them, and then they'll hook them. And you have to watch so that if they touch, they'll stick together. We won't be able to get them apart. Make that a little thicker, okay? It's getting too thin on there, and they'll break on the hook.
This time of year, anyone who's related and breathes works.
I used to have to step on a stool to like reach the table, but they still wanted me to come and do it. So I always came and did it with my grandpa. And then I always just remember them telling me that I was the best at hooking them.
Our idea of high tech is a new pair of scissors.
I have been a customer at Snowflake Chocolates probably for about 17 years. And then about a year ago, I knew that they needed some help, and so I asked Sharon if it was okay if I could come in part-time. My part in the candy cane process is to bag it and to seal it and then to make the ribbons.
They're handcrafted, they're not perfect, and that's the beauty of them. They, some are a little flatter on one side, or maybe the stripe doesn't look swirly-whirly, it's, a little straight going down it. But that's what a handcrafted candy cane's about. And there's no machine involved in this process whatsoever.
We make them because we're supposed to make them, And it's part of Christmas.